Hi, I'm Ariana Grande, and this is me on the Zach Sang Show again. I'm here to talk about my new album, Thank You Next. And my friends are here who I was lucky enough to work on the album with. This is Mikey and Scooty of Social House. This is Tommy Brown and Victoria Monet. And yeah, we figured we'd all come together and share stories and hang out. And yeah, we're here. Thank you, Zach and the gang, for letting us do it.
Dude, everybody's in for a treat.
And Fredo's in the corner.
Looking more handsome than ever.
Smiling and bringing the best vibes as always. And
really are.
Off camera, but contributing the most.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Hello, beautiful humans. Dan's here.
Yep.
I'm here. And Ariana Grande's in the studio.
I'm back.
How crazy.
I'm so sorry I'm back this soon.
Shut your mouth. It's crazy that you're back in the 5.5 months.
Yeah.
That's the time between Sweetener and Thank You Next. Barely 5.5 months.
I'm smiling too hard. I'm like very excited to be here, and I feel really, really, peaking. I'm like my excitement's here, but my body's here, so they both can't keep up with the other. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What is it about this album that makes you so jazzed? Like it exudes from you.
I think just how we made it. I made it with like my best friends over the course of a really small period of time, and it kind of like saved my life, kind of. It was just kind of like this super challenging chapter that, you know, sucked, and then my friends made it amazing and special, and I'm forever grateful for that. And the music just feels like how it felt making it, I feel like.
Is it the right thing to say that it was just friends helping another friend get through the average things that people go through in life?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I see Tommy shaking his head in the corner, so I'm like, yeah, that's right.
By the way, Tommy Brown is here. Hi.
Yeah, everybody's here.
Yeah, Victoria.
Tommy, Victoria, Mikey, Scooty.
This is a part of the team that really crafted Thank
Josh
You
and
Next.
Daniel.
Ah, beautiful. Was there a defining moment that you remember that was like, okay, this happened and now it's time to start creating another project?
I don't remember that moment. I was trying to ask Victoria earlier. I was like, when did this happen? Because I don't remember it. Like, it was such a blur. I think because of like emotions, and then also like champagne. I don't remember when it started or how we got there. I know that things started getting tough and all my friends flew in. Like, all my friends were like, hi, I'm on a plane. Be there soon. And at that point, I wasn't going to tour. I had met with my label and my whole team in New York, and I said, you know, I'll give the advance back. I'm not leaving. Like, I can't. I'm just not in the position to at all. I'm not, like, emotionally stable enough or healthy enough at all. Like, I need to really, like, take some time. And my friends kind of really turned it all around. I wish I could, like, credit therapy, but it didn't do anything, really. It was really mostly just my friends and this music. And Wendy, my A&R, was like, if y'all want to, you know what I mean? Like, there's a studio across the street. I live right across the street from Jungle City in New York. So we literally went to the studio next door every day, like walking distance, walked to the studio every day, and just made music. And it turned everything around in my life. It was just like, it sounds really corny, but it was like the most beautiful.
Would you say the most healing body of work you've ever put out there?
Oh, well, yeah, because I don't think life has ever been as bad as it was when we right? Yeah. As my best friend who knows everything, I'm like looking to her, I'm like, has it ever been that bad? She's like, nah.
No, confirmed, no.
It's really rare to see a friend group like this exist.
I don't mean to be like, life, woe is me, but I'm like a really lucky kid. I know, I'm very grateful and blessed, but it was just like a tough time personally.
Yeah, but
I don't mean to be like, boo, who, I'm sorry.
But not at all, because what you face is what so many people face all the time. And when I was listening to the album, I saw and I heard myself in records. Like, and I understood how somebody could really, it's almost like looking in a mirror almost when you really connect to a record. And these records, they represent things that everybody goes through as you experience and navigate life.
Yeah.
And some people, I don't know, you heal your own ways, right?
I
And
want to know what song Zach Sang saw in the mirror when he listened to this album.
in my head.
Really?
Yeah. That was a big one. And I really...
I was joking when I asked that, but you really came back quick
Oh,
with
no.
like a real, authentic answer.
that one really, for a few different reasons, I understood it. And I don't know. It's a very powerful record. And I think... What do you think of that song?
What do I think of it?
I mean, when I say in my head, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Because it's such an honest song.
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind, we're 24 hours away from people hearing it, is how terrified I am for people to hear it. Second of all, I guess just that thing that I do a thing with people that the song kind of explains. You know, I just want people to listen to it and have their own experience with it. But I do this thing where sometimes I like paint a different picture of someone that I either already know is not what I'm believing they are, and I'm hoping that they are that, or I'm like slowly learning that they're not what I had thought, I guess.
Does that record...
Too long of an answer. Ariana, get media training. Go ahead.
Not at all. Does that record start with that voice memo from Doug?
From Doug, yeah.
Was that the catalyst to that creation, or was the record created
No,
and then
we
you
had
connected the dots?
It was funny because we had like a quote from a movie there. It was Jack Nicholson saying, you seem to have things strangely confused in your mind. And we couldn't clear it, legal, unfortunately. But it's actually worked out I like this so much more because I was like, you know what? Like, Doug was such an incredible friend to me during that time. And I don't know if I would have, gotten myself out of certain unhealthy situations if it hadn't been for his help and, whatever. So I was just, was like, oh, this is fitting, actually, perfect. Yeah, it also says in your head in it, which is like wild. Yeah.
From the second that record starts, I get goosebumps. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's beautiful. I also saw myself in NASA. The distance thing. Who came up with the lyric, I'm the universe and you're NASA?
Taylor, Victoria, right?
I mean, she loves
Hop on that.
Yeah.
she loves space so much. And it was like a really fun song to like express that with like what she was going through at the time. But yeah, that was me and Taylor.
So, like, it starts with NASA? Does it start with distance? Because even that first soundbite, another one that starts with a really, really powerful quote at the top of the record.
That's Shangela. You know who Shangela is, the drag queen?
No.
That's Shangela.
Oh my-
She came to visit the studio when we were making NASA, and she was like, girl, this is one small step for woman, one giant leap for womankind. And I was like, you need to say that again right now. And that's going at the beginning of the record. And she was like, oh, girl, hold on, let me get ready. And I was like, you're not on camera, it's just your voice. It was so funny.
It's so much better. It wasn't originally, it was
A countdown, and I was like,
Yeah.
Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
It was originally a countdown, and I was like, Victoria, we got to change that.
It was like
it was like 5, 4, and I was like, Victoria, that's not. You
It's
can't.
not going down.
It was so funny.
It's much better.
You were like, I like it. I was like, cool.
Did that record start with her fascination of space, or did it start with wanting to tell a story of distance?
Was that the morning that we were out buying the rings?
Yes, and I
Okay.
text you. I was like, "Yo,
Come here, we got this
yes,
idea.
yeah." But it started with the hook. And we were like kind of like rapping, like rap singing, and it was just really fun. And then when we decided to name it NASA was after we said I'm gonna need space. We were like,
Yeah.
and it was fun. It's like very her.
It clicked.
Yeah.
Would you ever go to space?
Yeah,
Even if there was a chance that you wouldn't be able to come back?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
care.
in?
I don't care.
Okay, got it.
I've had fun, Whatever's meant to be, will be.
I feel like space would work out really well for you.
Me too.
I feel like
I'd love to go right now. Ship me out.
No, you'd be the person who goes and like you'd be the one who survives and sets up
Yeah, of
civilization.
course. My luck.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Sorry, that's really dark. That's dark. That's dark. I'm sorry. I apologize. No, I would love to go to space.
The honesty in this record, does it bring
Reel me in. Keep going.
the honesty of this album, does it bring you guys closer together as friends?
No, we've been we've been as close as it
tight.
gets for as long as it's.
You've been working together.
7 years, 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But is that what made it so easy? Obviously, because you had so much history.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course, like with the Thank You Next hook, that's like one of my favorite stories is Victoria, I was like obsessed with the chords. Like everyone was like, okay, this is like something. Let's like stay here until we get it. And Thank You Next was something that I said for like years. I always would be like, thank you next to like anything. You know this guy. But like it would be like if there was something annoying or if we saw something that we didn't really like or if our friends were going through something, we'd be like, bitch, just say like thank you next. Like, you know, okay, well then that's it. Thank you next. And my friends and I would all always say that. Victoria and I were trying to find videos of it. We don't really have any like video documentation of us saying that. I think there's like a couple, but we said it in our everyday language a lot. And then I heard Victoria in the corner just being like, thank you, next. And I was like, I think I like said something awful. I was like, F you.
She said,
I was so excited.
she said, Blank, are you saying thank you next? I was like, yeah.
Blank, I said, say
Yeah.
it. Please
Okay,
use
I
the
don't know if we can
language
say it. She
Victoria,
said,
you scare the shit out.
That record, even though you've said thank you next in your life, does it take hearing it in a song to really make an imprint on you to be able to actually move on and say and act thank you next? Do you get what I'm saying?
Can you say the question one more time? I forgot what you said at the beginning of the sentence.
Putting it
because
in-
I was thinking so hard about it. You were halfway through it and I forgot it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Putting it into a song, does that allow you to actually, like, does that validate it for you? Because you can say thank you next all you
Yes.
want, but hearing it in a song and it's a hit like this.
Well, it became super real. You know what I mean? Like putting it in a song makes it very, okay, cool. We definitely just closed that chapter. You know what I mean? It's like, we had like 3 different versions of the song.
What's the biggest difference between the 3 of them?
Well, I was like, I'm like super shy when it comes to like pitching wild things. And so I was like, is it like insane if I name people and thank them directly in the song? And Taylor was like, well, bitch, it's gonna be a thing if you do, but I think it's brilliant. And she was like, but I think it's special, and yes, do it right now. Like, let's do it. And then we did it, and I was like, wow, this is really, really, really special and feels really like something, you know? And then I went home and slept on it, and we came back, and I was like, okay, let's make another version just in case without the names.
And that still exists somewhere today?
That still exists on y'all's hard drive somewhere.
What was in there instead of the names?
I think I said, say I'm too young or something.
Yeah.
I've had too many boyfriends. I was just talking about what people say about me still. So it still like was like, okay, I'm embracing my mistakes and what I've done and everything that's contributed to who I am, but it was just less direct, and everyone kind of, including me, was kind of like, this is not the version. Like me as I was doing it was like, this is not the version. But I was also trying to be protective,
Yeah.
you know? So, Victoria, you want to take the reins? Tommy was like, I like when Tommy tells his part.
Yeah, I was like, look, let her record it. Let's all play along.
With the names.
Let's play along.
No, without
and
the name.
Got
do it
it.
without the names. Everybody was mad. I said, no, we're going to do it. But we already know what version it is.
I'm like, we know which version it is. Because also in my relationship at the time, things were like up and down and on and off. And so I didn't know what was going to happen. And then, you know, we got back together, so I had to make a different version of it. And then we broke up again, so we ended up going with that version. There was a version where I was getting married. There's a version where I'm not getting married. There's a version with nothing. We're not talking about anything. And, But we all knew that the first version was going to be the version we ultimately went with.
But you needed to get that out of your system.
But yeah, I just wanted to cover all the bases, and it was a big risk and a very scary thing to do because it is my life. I understand that, like, to a lot of people, I'm not a real person, or it's easy to kind of just like see me as like a song or a picture or like a thing that kind of exists in their head, and they know what they know and that's it. But at the end of the day, these are people and relationships that have, you know,
Real impact.
yeah. I'm a little I'm like tearing up, but you know, it's real shit to me. So
It's real life.
it is real life, and spent a lot of time with each of those people, like learning and so it was like scary to put in a song.
Was it hard to listen to for the first time?
No, it was hard to play for people. I was nervous to play it for people. Like I remember Liz came by and heard it. Mikey and Scooty, who are right back there, you can't see them, but yeah, I didn't want them to hear it until I had recorded it, and they like y'all made it, so I was like, everyone get out. I want it to be perfect before everyone hears it. Like no one's allowed to come in. I was like very nervous to share it because I knew that as soon as people heard the names, they were gonna be like, run that back one more time. What the is she doing? Like what the fuck is she doing? My mom was like, she's never been happier. My mom was like, oh, this is just the best song I've ever heard in my life. Because anybody who knows me knows how Joan Grande has felt about every relationship I've ever been in. And she has been so supportive and patient and bit her tongue and, you know, been a fantastic mother.
That song was for her closure too.
That song is for my mom's closure, and also as like a thank you to her for helping me through a lot of this and searching so desperately for like what I feel parts of my childhood lacked. You know, it was just like a beautiful moment for her. My mom cried. Liz Gillies came through and was like, oh,
Troy came.
Troy came and was like, Jesus Christ. She was like, are you for real? It's like, you're putting this out.
Who gave you the most pushback on it?
What do you mean pushback? Like,
anyone-
no, don't do it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm waiting for you to tell me to suck a D.
No. I would never tell you to suck a dick. Unless you want, I mean, you should. I'm rooting for you to suck a dick, but I'd never be like, suck a dick, Zach Sang. I'd be like, suck a dick, Zach Sang.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Suck a dick. You should. I think it'd be fun for you.
Thank you.
But
I need to.
what was I going to say? You do.
It's
time.
It's
really
It's been
time.
25 years.
It's been 25 years.
I've done nothing.
We're going to find one.
I'm still.
Tommy had one. Where's that thing, Tommy?
The finger.
The finger.
That big old finger.
You can practice on that, and we'll talk about it after.
Will you only if you give me notes?
I'll help.
Thank you so much.
I'll help.
So
I'm not. We'll talk about it later.
got it. Anybody named in that song supportive of you putting it out there?
Yeah. I had sent it to Sean, and he loved it.
Come on.
He loved it.
He calls people out all the time. He can't say anything.
Well, it wasn't really calling out. It was a thank you. It was very funny. He was like, damn, on the first one, huh? And I was like, I mean, you know, I went kind of in order. No, but yeah, he was very supportive. He loved it. Ricky loved it. He was like proud. But Ricky was like, why did I get the worst line? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, everyone else's line is so nice. And mine is like, man, him, he's trash. I was like, nah, I could have said that. I could have said, well, some songs about Ricky, never mind, he's trash. I was like, I could have said that.
That would have really
But I
flowed
didn't. I
nice.
said, now I listen and laugh. Because it didn't work out.
I remember that song and you sending me the song that he was in there. James Dean, Look in His Eye. That was about him, wasn't it?
Moonlight?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember
Good
that.
times, Victoria. Remember that?
Man.
Remember that phone call? Remember that sleepover? I left Tommy and Victoria's at like something in the morning and came back at 10 a.m. and Peter was there laying strings.
Yeah.
We've had some very crazy times. But no, everyone has been, everyone that I am still in touch with has been very supportive of it.
Hey friends, sorry for the interruption, but if you're considering going back to school, you should ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? 2, do you have college credits that you need transferred? 3, do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs, 100% online. You're going to earn the same degree that you would on campus from wherever you are, totally on your schedule. That's awesome. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits, so it's easy. If you want more information, text Zach, Z-A-C-H, to 35517. That is Zach to 35517, so you can learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. And you ready for this? You'll also find out why 87% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. That's like really impressive. Honestly, I kind of want to go back to school. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU Online degree programs, text Zach to 35517. That is Z-A-C-H to 35517. Okay, let's get back to this interview.
Hardest song on this album to write, to complete the writing of, not even the recording.
I was gonna say Ghostin' sucked.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Ghostin' sucked.
At first?
Ghostin' was something that I had started with Max and Savin and Ilya, and we didn't finish it. And then a few weeks later, Victoria and I came back to it, and it was just like, I don't think we even finished it. I think there's just 2 verses and then strings, because we were like, it's just not. No one's saying anything. We're like, we can't say anything else. But yeah, probably that one, just because it's super emo and whatever. It's a lot. It's like too much, actually. I was literally begging Scooter to take it off, and he was like, you're thinking too hard now. This is special, and you should share it with everybody. And I was like, I'm just gonna let go. I wanted to take a couple things off the album, but I ended up just keeping most of them.
What lyric in Ghostin' connects with you the most?
Probably all of them. Probably all of them.
What was the hardest to put in a song?
I think the second verse.
Okay.
Second verse was really hard.
When you're making that decision, you obviously talk to these guys. Are you pushing her to put that record on, even though she says or has pushback?
No.
Or doesn't want to?
No, whatever she wants goes. You know, like, it's her art, it's her story, and it's like really important that she feels comfortable with everything, but also free and like liberated. But whatever she says.
Yeah, Scooter was the one.
Yeah,
He's not
Scooter's
here.
probably like, you're crazy.
Why do you think he wanted to push for it? What was it that he saw in it?
Well, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's my mom's favorite, and it is really beautiful. I think it's just like, you know, I don't listen to that one.
What song do you listen to the most?
I think I listen to all the other ones.
Except for Ghostin'.
Yeah.
What is that about for you? Okay.
Next.
Got it. Thank you, next.
Thank you. Next.
Hardest song to record. Your vocals on this are insane, and I'm going to start going track
thank
by
you.
track.
I don't remember any of it. I was drunk the entire time we made this out. I'm not kidding.
Is that how you vocal produce the best?
I don't know. I don't remember anything. I shit you not.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. We had a lot of fun. It was just like boys in one room producing, girls in the other, writing, singing, comping, producing each other. Y'all are all the backgrounds are Victoria and Taylor, which makes me so happy because like hearing them in it is like makes me feel like the experience, you know?
Yeah, they were there.
It reminds me of the time. Like, yeah.
Is that the coolest part about having your music almost match life? That you can listen to a body of work or an album and really be transported back to...
Yeah, definitely this past couple of years I have captured. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like between Sweetener and Thank You Next, I think those I'll never be able to like forget certain things because they were just like so specific. Also, Dangerous Woman and everything too.
How do you view music and life? Do you view them as 2 separate things or are they almost one and the same?
They're one and the same to me. And music is all I really am here for. Like, it's all I really care about. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, other than like y'all, but like, it's like, you know what I mean? I view them as the same thing because it's not work to me. Like, it's like, I end up at the studio bothering them and imposing on their sessions. I took you with me last night.
Yesterday.
Every night, literally, I just end up bothering them and I end up in the studio. I felt really badly last night because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I was like sitting in the corner in Zara's session and just enjoying her singing, and she sounded beautiful, and I love what y'all wrote. It was amazing. And I was like, try this. And like adding harmonies, and I was like, Ariana, you're not supposed to be here. Have a life outside of this. I was like, also like, Ariana, what if Zara doesn't want you helping contribute and adding harmonies to her record? I was like, Ariana, leave. Why are you stalking these people? Like, just go home and stop.
It's music.
I just want to be around music all the time and around them.
It's
really just you guys. It's not actually, I don't really show up at anyone else's sessions just because.
Is there a trait that all of these people so close to you share?
Yeah, authenticity and like fun and just like realness and kindness and caring and funniness. It's just a really good group of people.
I see that in all of you. And you guys have been through so much together.
No clout chasing birds here.
Goodbye. Thank you,
know?
Naz.
Everybody's just real.
Bloodline. I don't want you in my bloodline.
You scared me. I thought you were talking to someone below the desk and you said bloodline.
I'm whispering to myself.
I'm sorry.
Hello. Bloodline. I can't continue my bloodline without hooking up with somebody. Bloodline.
Oh?
Really
Yes.
powerful record. Starts with Nona. Does
Yes.
that record start with that soundbite or does it come afterwards?
Starts.
Got it.
Yeah, it starts with Nona.
Because she's instilling wisdom. Mm-hmm. Serving it up hot.
She actually was talking about a hearing aid in that audio. She was talking about a hearing aid and wow, she can't find anything to satisfy her. Like, leave her. Because my mom's like, you need a f***ing hearing aid. And Nona's like, Joan, she's like, I don't like it. I can't find something to satisfy me. Ugh. And like my mom was driving her crazy. And so that's what that audio was about. But I was like, this kind of applies to my life. So I'm just gonna stick it at the beginning of Bloodline. Also because Nona is the queen and the matriarch of the Bloodline. And
Truth.
so yeah.
I mean, you got a pretty cool...
It applies.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was about a hearing aid, and it hit me.
Well, I broke through that fourth wall for you.
Thanks.
You're gonna think of that every time now.
You have a valuable bloodline. People want to be a part of it, right?
Thank you.
You know, it's worth something to so
I
many.
don't think I like the word bloodline. I'm discovering right now.
No, it's me
Every time
saying it.
you're like, you have a valuable bloodline. I picture like my
Your veins?
house having like a big stockpile of blood in the frozen like chamber next to Lafayette's bed.
Naturally. But really, it's
I'm not funny. Go on.
exclusive stuff here. Do you have a different filter today than you did before you even consider somebody to even come close to the bloodline?
Well, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, it's closed for renovation.
Got it. Until
All
further
of me.
notice.
Until further notice. Yeah. But
Makes sense.
But I'm sure one day when that conversation, when I'm ready to reapproach that part of life, that'll be a serious consideration. Will be, who do I want in my bloodline, Max Martin?
Who deserves it?
Like, Savin, who do we want in my bloodline?
Fake smile resonated with me though, because I feel like I fake a smile rather often.
Like right now with me?
No.
Oh, okay,
not
good.
with you.
Good.
I can stare at you and without a smile and be okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's definitely something that sucks to do.
Yeah. Everybody's had to do it at one point in their life. Mm-hmm. It happens. Makeup. Funky production on that, bro. Funky production.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Talk to me about it.
It's cool.
How did that start? Like, where did that come
Can
from?
Mikey and Scooty sit here?
Yeah, come on up. Mikey
Because
and
everyone
Scooty.
is like in here, but them.
Are you asleep back there?
Here?
So talk to me.
Hey.
You got had a hand in makeup, yes? Am I wrong in that?
We're jump cutting to a shot that is wider with the boys of Social House. Mikey, Scooty.
Yep.
Good morning.
Yeah.
You're like ready to do a weather report right now. Or do your school announcements.
I wish there was like the green screen and I could like
Really
in
relax.
Texas.
Look very natural. This is where you thrive. Can we break down makeup? Because the production is really unique. I've never heard anything like that.
My mom doesn't like that song
Why? What?
because, well, she likes the sound of it, obviously, but it's just like, is kind of masochistic.
Okay. How so?
Because it's like, ooh, yeah, we're fighting and it's hot. I hate it, but I love it. It's like my favorite song, but it's also like, let's not let that be a thing in your life again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't love it when we make up.
Is it your...
Let's stick to our guns here and respect ourselves. That's how my like subconscious has been talking to me since that. I literally been listening to it in the car and I'm like, oh God, I love this song, but I hate myself. You know what I mean?
But that's the reminder.
Like, oh, this record is so good, but also like I hate that part of myself.
But
it bangs though.
But it's listening to it and putting in music that kind of prevents you from doing it again. It's like hearing on repeat a cautionary tale. Am I crazy in saying that? That you're just reminded of like what you did wrong, so you don't do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. The production. Who started that? Because I'm really hooked on that.
It was a kid that's a part of our team. He's from Texas. His name is Malik. And he was sending me ideas at the time, and I was like, this idea is like super sick.
Because it's funky. Like it's really unique in the sound. I've never heard anything like it before. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. He's like very Pharrell inspired and talented. So
you guys take a track like that. Do you add anything to it, or is it good as is? And then
Daniel, did you get your call that you just got? Okay. I didn't care who it was. I just wanted to say Daniel. Sorry. Keep going, Zach. Sorry.
Do you add anything to it once you get that production from Texas?
I think what we do a lot of times when we produce is we take the song, and it doesn't matter if it's 10 people there. Everybody tries something. If it's the best parts, we put it in there. It's
like this big
favoritism. It's like, let's all get together and make it the best it can be, and not.
It's a collaborative puzzle, right?
Yes.
And you don't. There's no egos in the room, right? You have to leave the egos at the door in order to do that.
We don't work with anybody that has crazy egos.
Yeah, no.
At all. And when we do, it's like, thank you, next.
You know.
For real.
This is the last time.
Yeah.
One and done.
We just hang with our real friends. That's an inside joke. Somebody said that to us one time. Can I tell a story? Can I please? I'm not going to name a name, but can I say it? And we can cut it out if you guys tell me after this that we have to cut it out.
No, go.
Oh my God, please, can I?
Please do.
We're playing Monopoly.
Oh gosh.
Off to a bad start.
Yeah.
We're playing Monopoly. This was like how many years ago?
Like, it was like 2.5, 3.
2.5 years ago, 3.
Something like that.
We're playing Monopoly. Mikey is doing really well with the reds. He had the red Monopoly.
Going crazy.
And I had every other Monopoly on the board. I had literally every other property there is to have, and no one was landing on anything.
Yeah, because you
somehow
own.
they would roll 45s every time and just go right back around to the reds. And he was rolling in the dough. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the story. I'm still bitter about it though.
It's important.
The first person out was one of the people that we used to hang out with and work with, and I'm sorry. You can cut this out. I'm so sorry.
Go.
And he was like, whatever, I'm gonna go hang with my real friends. And we were all like, what the fuck? We were like, whoa, is it that serious? And he did. And he left. And he hung with his real friends. And that's how I discovered who my real friends were. And that's how everyone here discovered who was a real friend.
Monopoly really brings the best and worst out in people.
Oh, I don't play.
Is it because it's 2 and
The
downs?
only people who will play anymore are me and Aaron. And Aaron and I will alone play together for 7 hours.
Yeah, no.
It makes or breaks people.
Yeah, that's not. We're back to the music. I'm sorry. Sorry, I love talking about the people I love so much. I get really carried away and I don't stop. Please reel me in. Go on.
No, it's really special, and that's, I think that's a rarity, right? Like to find somebody as appreciative as you as an artist. And I'm not gonna lie, like there's a lot of artists that come and hang out here, and none of them ever bring their writers or producers or any of the people they collaborate with, and we have people in here all the freaking time. It's special.
This is different though, because it's like my family.
I was just gonna say that. But that's how real this album means to you, but also to everybody in this room.
Man, yeah.
It's the power
I know
of
I'm in
music.
good hands because Taylor slept over a couple times, and she does not like sleeping over because I sleep with Piggy Smalls and I sleep with my dogs, and they're loud, and she doesn't like it. Right?
Nope.
It's really
That
funny.
pig was in the bed. She said, "Oop, oop."
I think he started like crawling up, and Taylor was like, I'm so upset and scared.
That's hilarious.
Needy is a beautiful record. Those strings hit
Thank
me. Like it gave me goosebumps. Can we talk about the beginning of that song, the origin? Who came up with it? Who noticed what in Ariana? What was it?
Taylor, right?
Yeah, Taylor just went in the booth one time and just went off with melodies.
And then it was like,
and you
that's
were
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the lyrics just flowed because,
She was saying Needy from the way beginning.
yeah.
I remember her like laying vocals, and Needy was always like in there, and I was like, sorry, I have to stop making that face, because last time I was on the show, I made that face a lot, and then I had to see it online a lot, and I really didn't like it. My eyes were like out of my head, and I was like, Ariana, be less expressive.
Needy. Is that record about you being needy or the people you're with being needy?
Me being needy.
Do you feel like, were you able to acknowledge that in yourself? Moments when you were feeling needy?
Yeah.
Do they bring that up, or do you realize it on your own?
I think it's just, something that you listen to it and you feel it, and it's there, and it's, it's something we all feel sometimes. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I always get
true.
loopy in this room after a certain amount of time because it's really hot in here. This happened last time we did our interview too. We got really loopy halfway through. Sorry, I won't get loopy this time.
Well, to be fair,
I'm a needy.
What do you need today that you didn't? What's different about your needs today than they were before?
Well, it's all emotional need. It's all like
Companionship?
wanting for healing and love and affection and like feeling, good enough and special enough and wanting to fill that void. It's needy in that way, not like superficial greed.
I understand that. Yeah, it's companionship almost, right?
Yeah.
It's want for love and affection.
Everybody feels that. No matter how good you think somebody has it, everybody feels that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. What lyric to you?
We live in such a fake time. I'm so sorry.
Nobody
We live in
knows the
such a phony, fake, fakey, fakerson time where people are so funny, like on Instagram and everything, and it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
between filters.
it's so rare. It's just like, it's nothing.
Nobody's in
Everybody
reality.
just wants the same thing. Everybody just wants to like feel appreciated and loved and snuggled and approved of and celebrated and whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
And I think that adds to the power of this album, right? Because it is,
you're so good at tying it back in when I go off the rails. Thank you.
I talk highly about the other albums, but this album is the most honest, and it does sound, I see you the same way I see myself in different records. I see you. Like, I feel it, I understand it, because it's so reality that it's kind of crazy almost. You know what I mean? It's like, it's as real as
Sure.
it gets. In a time where everything is fake and everything's covered up with a caption or a filter or exactly what you want to see and what you want people to see. But you've kind of opened up almost all of it.
Well, thank you. I've opened up as much of it as I can, I think,
I mean,
at this point.
wide open.
But I also think that's why people
Ooh.
escape in
Sorry,
it.
that gave me chills.
Wide.
I don't like wide open. Sorry, that made me nervous. That made me pass out.
But I think that's why people connect to your music, because in an age where so much is fake, this music is still real,
Thank
right?
you.
And this music is legitimate.
Well, it does say a lot to me that the biggest records came when they were made with people who know me the best, and they were so brutally honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does say something to me that like the world reacted in such a way when I've been doing this for 5 years, and I've been putting out singles and doing all the jingle balls in the world and all the things and all the red carpets I could possibly fit myself onto. And the first time I met Mikey, I was like crying in Tommy's garage because I was so tired from doing promo and like all this, and now we barely did anything other than just be honest and drop it when we wanted to, and the way it's gone over is a million times more than anything we've ever done before or I've ever done before. So it feels special to me, and it just shows that I should feel, even though it is really scary, more comfortable being, I guess,
You.
whatever the I am.
Yourself. No matter what it is, you're you. And it's authenticity.
Sounds great.
How'd you know this album was finished?
How'd I know it was finished? I don't know. I knew it was finished when we had enough songs, I guess. I was just like, wow, I love all of these so much. This is like an album, I guess. And then I called the same people to the studio that I had just had there a month and a half prior to be like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. Please, blah, blah, blah. Give me some time. And they were so respectful of that and wonderfully supportive of that. And they were like, please take time. I called the same people back like a month and a half later. And they were like, why are we here? And I was like, well, I want to play you an album. And Victoria, we made the little packets I always make, like little packets with like the
It's so cute.
song lists and whatever on it.
And some art.
And they were like, for real? They were like, you have something to, like, that's crazy. And they were all just like, what the is, you're so weird. But okay, we'll put it out. What?
Thank You Next treatment wasn't the video, right? Video treatment was in
We-
the packet? Or no?
I think that we did have it in there. We had the Thank You Next video treatment in the packet.
And any nerves going in to pitch these people? Because a part of them could have said like, "Hey, you just released another album. We don't need this right now, or maybe you should go based on our schedule."
I mean, yes, there was a bit of that because, of course, like when it comes to like the label aspect of it, you're always like, like what's that side of it gonna be? What's the business side
Yeah.
of it gonna be? But everyone at Republic was really supportive and honestly just so glad that like my friends and I had done something to make it all better, I guess, that they were like, we're here, let's go.
It's real.
They were like, let's make the video, let's go.
It's healing. Is this the most you've seen music heal somebody? Go close to that mic.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Or maybe
I think it was her willingness to be open and honest, and like it's very reflective of how she actually deals with pain. Like even especially the third verse of Thank You Next. She texts me. She wrote it in the shower, and it's very her. She's like, at least this, God forbid something happens, at least the song is a smash, is like defines her sense of humor in regards to like hard things. So yeah, I feel like her willingness to say things and be herself 1,000,000% is like a huge reason why she's able to heal from it. You know, she didn't leave anything out of it. So
Tour. That's next. Is that crazy to think about? You're going out on the road?
we're all going.
Everybody. I know you guys are opening Social House. Going to be on the road. How's this? How do you pick a set list for a show like this?
It's hard, man.
Yeah, you have so many songs.
I didn't realize.
You have catalogs.
It's a lot.
You're gonna
It's
have
a lot of songs.
So how long's the set list? Are you gonna try to cram in
It's
as
long.
As much in as possible?
It's long. No, it's right now it's like 30 songs, but it's like a lot of medleys and shit. So
Cool.
we're cranking away, but it's weird because I didn't realize how little space there would be. So it's most of the 2 new albums and then some throwbacks, but not Bang Bang, don't worry.
I was very worried.
I'm just kidding.
I would protest.
My fans that's a joke we have.
Fashion in this, the vibe of this show. How are you gonna bring Thank You Next to life?
You're gonna have to see, you know.
Is it gonna be darker?
You'll see.
Clouds?
You'll see. There's always gonna be clouds.
Okay, good. Are you gonna fly?
No, I don't like that.
You no more
Can I
hovering?
be honest? Can I be honest?
Please.
Every time I see that in a show, I'm like, and I've done it. I didn't enjoy doing it either.
Is it scary up there?
No, it's not scary. I just want to sing my songs and stand there and do it. Like I really like You know, like I really just want to have a good time and sing my songs. Like I'm not the best dancer. I just want to sing. I want to be there. I want to hit my mark, do my choreo, like feel good in it. The twins make me feel amazing in all of the combinations they give me, and they know that I'm like insecure about that. Like I feel like it's not my biggest strength, so they make me feel great. They make me feel wonderful. I just want to sing and do a great job and be full out, and I don't want to fly ever. You know, I don't. When I was like coming out of that chandelier, I got caught so many times. I got caught like, and I was like, boy, you made me feel so lucky. I like didn't know how to get out. Like I literally was like, I'm stuck. It scares me. It's too much. I have too much anxiety. It makes me nervous. Even when I see other people doing it, I don't like it. I'm like, are you okay? Like all I think the whole time is like, how are you doing?
That was me the first time I saw you. Well, the first 2 or 3 times I saw both shows when you were flying. I was very nervous.
Also, I just want to see you and believe you.
And that's the
thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, cloud.
I don't need you to have $1 million pair of floating somethings holding you in the air. You know what I mean? That doesn't make a great performance to me. I just think it's a lot of money.
Tell your story.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm not shading anything. I just think it's like, I know people love that. People love that, and that's why people don't like my shows.
What are you talking about? I think that's crazy. I think people love your shows, and they're amazing, top to bottom, outstanding. They're the best concerts I've ever been to. Maybe I'm biased, but whatever.
Thank you.
The heels, watching you rehearse over the past like couple weeks for it, you rehearse in these crazy. Can you like tell everybody the technique? Because the heels you rehearse in are the biggest possible heels one could buy.
Well, yeah, I have a choice.
Yeah, but
I'm like 5.
Something?
5. I'm just 5.
But
no, I'm 5'2".
But you don't even know if those are going to be the heels that you end up performing in, right?
I don't know, but I do know that I'm always going to have a platform.
So you go to the most painful heel.
No, those are better for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the low ones.
They look so intense. How's fashion going?
How's what?
The fashion for this tour.
Fashion, I'll be wearing clothes.
Okay, that's good to know.
You know, I'll for sure be wearing clothes.
Be weird if you weren't, man. Or not, I don't know.
You know me, I just like to sing. I'm just like, cool, Law, just put something on me and I'll go.
Thank You Next, that is the album.
That is the album.
Break up with your boyfriend, break up with your girlfriend, I'm bored.
Both work.
How does that title come to be?
I was in the car and I was like, that's funny, that should be a song. And then I was in the car conveniently on the way to a session. And so we wrote it really quickly.
Started just like that?
Yeah. I was just like, that'd be a really funny song. I'm sorry. I just want to have fun with music and just like make people smile and laugh.
You're doing it.
Everybody takes everything so seriously. That's not the, you know what I mean? That's not the vibe with.
Now, what did you learn from making Thank You Next?
What I learned from making Thank You Next?
Yeah.
I think one of the most important lessons learned, just based on how people have reacted to the music and how it's felt to make the music, is just to, I guess, kind of listen to my instincts a little more when it comes to these things. I think I have a pretty good idea of what I want to sound like and say to people. And sometimes I can be persuaded to pick different singles or let other voices get in my head. But, you know, this has been kind of the, like, catalyst moment for me where I'm like, oh, maybe I should be giving these chances to myself instead of everybody else again and again and again. And that works for personally and also music, like my gut in both departments. Like,
it's trust your gut.
Yeah.
And that's mutual. It's really nice. It's the right way to be.
How do you deal with being under such an intense microscope all the time?
It's really wild. Sometimes it takes a really crazy toll on me and I'll be really sad for like a couple of days in a row when I read something that makes me feel awful, because I am such an extreme like purist when it comes to people. Like I want everyone to be my friend and I like desperately love and want to hug everyone I encounter. Like literally, I'm like, wow, I wish everyone would come over for dinner right now and never leave. I've had that since I was a little girl. Like my mom always said, like, Ariana, that like you gotta like let it end. Like you gotta let the Chipolones go home at some point. You know what I mean? Like I want to like take everyone in as like a love hostage. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And that's for sure the most poetic thing I've ever said. But anyway, I want to just like make friends with everyone and love everyone. So it takes a toll on me emotionally because I want people to get that. And I understand that not everyone knows me at all. I probably wouldn't like me if I only knew what the world knows of me or reads of me, because like half of it is bull. And the half of it's true is like videos of me like touching my hair and like being like a polished pop star girl. And I'm like, ew, like f you. I see my shit that I make and I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, my job is stupid. Didn't I say that yesterday? I said that yesterday when I was watching the behind the scenes with Fredo and these boys at the studio. I was like, wow, I'm kind of an I was like looking at it and I was like, I have the dumbest job in the world. It was me being like, go on a to the booth. And I was like, that's so googly and pretentious. I hope I don't come off like that. So I don't know. I guess it's hard for me to accept that like literally no one actually knows me at all. And that shit has to just be like water off the thing, because it's not actually an attack on me, the person. It's an attack on Ariana, the like thing that like isn't actually me, which is weird because it is kind of actually me now. So it's like kind of both.
They morphed into one another?
It's kind of weird because it's like, yeah, I forget that I'm like, you know.
But you spend a lot of time on Twitter. I'm sure,
I do.
like as much
Every
as like you like to
start
interact.
my day going to talk to my fans. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, as much as you want to interact with your fans, I'm sure there's tons of negative stuff on there. Yeah,
so it's kind of like a very conflicting thing for me because I love starting my day by going on and talking to them because they're funny as and they're sweet and kind and amazing. And I'm actually sad they're not here right now because last time we had so much fun, but also like that was like a lot and I don't want to do that to you guys again. We had like a party here. I'm so sorry. I am like surprised that this building is still standing after that night. Our sleepover party with my fans.
It was the only party I've ever thrown.
Yeah, that was the first party. No, but yeah, it's like a tough kind of line to walk because I don't want to let that diminish how beautiful the internet is as well. Like it's trash, but it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And it's like, there's a lot of bull, but I want to be a person that's like strong enough and okay enough to be like, but I want to go talk to the people that also make me happy and are also such a huge contributing factor to my joy and like such a beautiful part of my life. I don't want that I do have to take breaks every now and then, but I love talking to them. I really do. Like it makes me laugh.
It's balance, right? At the end of the day?
Mm-hmm. It is balance, but I'm super fragile. I wish I weren't. Like I'm such a Cancer. Like my mom was like, wow. My mom's like, how are you, my daughter? I'm like, Mom. She's like, who the cares? I'm like, Mom, I'm not you. Like, I'm not like tough as nails yet. I'll get there.
Will people learn more about you from listening to this album?
Probably.
What do you want people to learn about you from listening to it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm scared. Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about how many people are gonna stream it, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of scary.
You can't
just listen and have a good time.
Lose yourself, find yourself.
Yeah.
Dance to it.
Yeah, and then one day you'll probably bump into me at a Starbucks or a Whole Foods. Say what up.
Be cool.
Grab a hug. Don't like startle me.
No.
But come get a hug.
And maybe you'll be a love hostage.
Don't like scare me. I'm so easily scared. Right?
I feel like 1,000 memories.
I scared myself like 5 minutes ago while this was going on.
All the success. There's so much going on, right?
This camera just scared me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I turned around and I didn't know what to expect.
How do you seek validation for your art, right? Whether that's through chart success or sales or like, what is it?
Sorry, Victoria just made
me. What?
I just don't think so. She says what she wants, like, and greatly.
And that's validating enough.
Yeah, it's just for her. Like, if she likes it, I feel like it doesn't matter if like the whole world does. It's just like she with it and she like puts it out, you know.
So, do we care about things like?
I almost started crying. I love you. I'm sorry.
Do you care about things like a Grammy or like I mean, it could be anything. It could be number ones to actual trophies.
It's kind of. Oh my God. Hold on. I just cleared my throat. I almost passed out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm back. Cool. I don't know what that was. I told you, man. I scared myself. I cleared my throat, and I thought someone else was doing it for me. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's really that's a scary thought. Think about that.
You know, at Whole Foods that popped out the chips. She was trying to say hi to you, and she startled you like one of those moments.
When was that? Which time was that? Oh my God! I almost passed out. Nah, but she was on. That was crazy. That really scared me like with good reason.
Yeah.
That wasn't me being sensitive.
No.
That was
She
insensitive.
popped her head out of the chips.
I was like, wow. I was looking at the Mary's crackers, and then your face was there yelling at me. It startled me, but she was very nice. Sorry. What was the question? Do I care about things like Grammys or number one? Was that the question?
Do we put weight in things like a Grammy or
No.
the amount of number ones?
I really try not to, and I'll tell you why. With all due respect to the Recording Academy, I respect them so greatly, and to Billboard, whom I also respect so greatly, I didn't come into this business being driven towards things like that. Like, I just wanted to sing. All I ever wanted to do was sing and write and perform and dance around and make music. I've loved singing my entire life. Since I was able to talk, I was able to sing. That's all I ever wanted. So I never really gave a I never wanted to do photo shoots. I never wanted to do red carpets. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Literally my pants, hate it. Every picture's ugly. Take me home. I can't be here. I just want to sing. All I want to do is be in a room with the lights off and sing. And that's all I've ever wanted. I'm honored to be acknowledged. I'm honored to have had my first 2 number ones with my friends that are in this room. It's very exciting. It's very exciting when it happens.
Yeah.
It really is. And I'm not going to pretend like it's not, because it is. And it's wonderful. It's a really great feeling. But I don't like that becoming something that's like of importance, because it's not. It doesn't make me any greater of an artist or lesser of an artist, because all of my favorite albums don't have Grammys. All of my favorite artists didn't have Grammys or number ones for. Actually, I don't think any of my favorite artists have number ones except Madonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many number ones does Imogen Heap have?
None.
Yeah.
I think the closest she came to it was because Jason Derulo featured Hide and Seek, sampled Hide and Seek, and that's like not even my favorite song of hers. Hide and Seek is one of my favorite songs in the world, but of hers, I love her whole entire discography equally.
Number one,
even the songs she wrote for her baby Scout.
Number ones and a Grammy doesn't make a good record or not. It doesn't.
I don't think so, because at home as a viewer watching the Grammys every year, I'm always like, what? Literally every year, I'm like, what the f? I always am rooting for my favorite albums.
Yeah.
And I know that people at home feel the same way. And I know that when I win a Grammy one day, people at home are gonna be like, man, f that album and her ponytail. So it's fine. I don't think it makes or breaks anything. I think that there is music that feels good to people, and there's music that doesn't. And I think that it's very nice to be honored by the Recording Academy, but I think that it's something that I don't want to become too important to me, because at the end of the day, my favorite music none of my favorite albums or songs or artists really have Grammys.
There's a lot of people who put beyond a lot of weight on the Grammy, and a lot of people I know kind of their career and their music weighs in the balance of if they're going to get a Grammy or not, or if they're going to get nominated or not. I kind of question why you do it then.
Who?
Who does it? People who feel like they need a Grammy or a nomination to continue.
Of course,
do you get what I'm
because
saying?
it's a very please, it's a Grammy. It's a huge thing. I'm just saying I don't want it to be like the driving force in what I'm creating. I want my driving force in what I'm creating to be how it makes me feel. What is this going to do for my soul? How is this going to make other people feel? And how, when I'm 90, am I going to feel looking back on this? Am I going to wish I had sung that differently? Or that's really like, I don't want to go to begin with. I don't like going to things. I don't. Oh my God.
It's the lead up
my
stress.
anxiety. Oh my God.
I know.
I can't handle it. Also, I'm so bad at like red carpets.
Is there a record from this album that you're excited to play your kids one day?
Sorry, I'm laughing at myself thinking about how bad I've been on red carpets.
I'm not. When you were talking about it before, I got flashbacks to like early red carpets, like one of the first ones. Like I don't know. There was one where your skirt blew up. Do you remember that?
The macaroon dress.
Yes. I remember that.
The Teen Choice Awards.
Something like that.
With my macaroon dress. I enjoyed that one actually because I was younger and I had less trauma and people were less mean because I was younger and no one really knew me.
Back to music. Is there a record from this album that you're excited to play your kids one day?
Nah. I just want my kids to like discover it when they want to. I hope my kids f with me so much as a mom that they're like, yeah, my mom sings or whatever.
You're like a afterthought.
Yeah, like I want them to just be like, yo, my mom's a I think she sings, you know?
You're cool before your voice. I like you. Thanks for hanging,
like you,
Scooty.
Zach. Oh.
Oh, sorry. I love you too.
I like you too, Scooty. Zach, I'm really blind. You were looking at me. You were looking over there.
You don't do. You really don't do contacts. I mean, you do mostly, but you wear big glasses.
Nah. If I'm honest, I don't want to see.
Your Edna Mode glasses.
I'm good, man. I've seen enough. I'm sorry.
When you record, I remember going to the studio once and you were cutting vocals. Do you still cut vocals in the darkness, complete darkness? Mm-hmm. What is it about the darkness? Is it like the lack of every other sense?
I don't know. I don't know. I've done it as long as I can remember. What is it about the darkness, Mikey?
It sounds like evil. It sounds evil.
What is it?
It sounds culty.
Put the mic
It
up.
sounds so
does sound
culty,
super culty.
to say like.
We're actually super culty, and it scares me. When we got these tattoos, I was like, "This is too culty." I think.
Like, yeah, no,
we got
we're-
the rings, we've got the tattoos.
You're doing a good job because all I want to do is get a tattoo now for
Do you
Tiny
guys
Grill.
realize when you're making music together that the whole world's waiting for it?
No,
No.
Not even a thought, I don't think.
no.
I don't.
It's just us in the
Never
moment.
once.
And then we're like, "Oh, people are kind of." Actually, the one moment when. It's because Taylor has the brain that thinks proactively, and like me and Victoria are all just water. Like we're all like everyone here is just water and like emotional and just like super emotional. And Taylor's like, "Yo, so this, so they're gonna hear this and they're gonna freak out. Like if you put them names, it's gonna be a thing." Does that sound anything like Taylor? Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Thank you so much. That was nice of you. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. But no, Taylor has the like. She's the smarter one. We're all kind of just creative.
But you have to shut that off though, because obviously social media and the internet is a big part of everybody's daily life.
Yeah.
You need to put that away before you enter the studio to not think that anybody's waiting for it.
Nah.
No?
It's like two separate things.
Also, we were very drunk.
Yeah.
So we weren't thinking about that. Really.
Facilitator of the function.
Hey, facilitator of the function.
You guys really that drunk the whole time?
It was consistent.
I can speak for myself and say it's a blur. Thank you to Champagne. It was very nice.
Class.
Yeah. Ariana got me on Champagne, actually.
Yeah.
Rico.
I don't advise it.
Oh, okay. Don't drink champagne.
No. I just mean like the way we were kind of like going
Don't
in.
drink too much champagne.
Don't drink every day. Just that one time in life.
Balance and moderation. Facilitator of the function.
I just realized
What?
we drink every night. We do.
We went to white wine last night. That's a rarity.
That was really rare.
Yeah.
Zach and I had white wine.
It was good. It was really
All of us had
sugary.
white wine.
I couldn't
Tell
even
me.
handle it.
That's what existed. Facilitator of the function.
Yes.
Can you define that for me? Because I feel like that is your role throughout a lot of this.
For sure. That's like go on. Sorry.
Well, for me, it's like I'm about a good time, like regardless of what we do, even if we go through bad times. So, like, let's live it up every day.
So that's the
every
facilitator
night.
of the function, making sure everybody's living it up.
Yeah, live your life. Like, have fun, have a good time.
Oh, you have the best job in the world,
Very Tommy Brown thing.
dude.
Like, people are too sad all the time.
I get
Like,
it.
if Mikey comes and says, I'm sad, I'm like, good luck. You're like, let's go do something to change that.
Facilitator of the function, Tommy Brown. I love it. It's a good title.
Oh, did I tell you my thing that I'm obsessed with telling people now?
Tell me.
About my dynamic with Tommy being the same dynamic that my mom and Mike have?
Break this down, please.
It's my favorite thing to tell people, and it's so annoying because the only person who likes it is me.
I like it too.
But you know Mike Chipolone?
Yes.
For the viewers at home, Courtney Chipolone's dad.
A good man.
A great
A
man.
man with integrity.
My grandpa's best friend, who he hired when he was like 18. He was like the golf caddy person at the golf course at the country club that my grandpa belonged to. And my grandpa was like, Mr. Grande, I'm not going to work here anymore. I don't know if I'll see you ever again. And my grandpa was like, why? He was like, well, I got to look for another job. And Mike was like, well, do you know anything about engineering? And Mike was like, no. And my grandpa was like, well, I'll teach you, just because he liked him. So my grandpa gave him a job, and he worked for my grandpa for his like whole professional life. And then he became best friends with my mom, which is where me and Tommy come in, because my mom also worked for my grandpa's company, and now it's my mom's company. And it was just kind of like this dynamic where like my mom and Mike were always like working together and going on like funny work trips, and then they had kids, and now we spend every Christmas like the Grandes and the Chipolones, like the Grandes and Chipolones, and now I'm like, we go on trips together and we work together, and we have like the same exact dynamic as my mom and Mike do, actually, kind of like when you see their humor and stuff. Everyone thinks this is so boring.
No, but that's
I think
exciting.
It's so fascinating to watch how like your life
mimics.
You kind of recreate
what you're around.
Yeah, it's really kind of beautiful. And then Victoria was like, who am I? And I said, Aunt Judy. Isn't that cute?
Sense, yeah.
Like if I'm my mom, I'm like a watered down my mom. I'm like a very watered down Joan.
Less black and not as hard.
Not as hard.
Yeah.
Less black.
Yeah.
More gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very gray.
But yeah, and I was like, she's the Judy to my Joan. And he's the Mike to my Joan.
It's cool to see that. Like, I think we're all in that phase right now where you've reached a point where you're mature enough to understand when you look back at your life, you can understand all the different pieces, and you can start like connecting dots, right? You can see yourself in your parents. You can see yourself in things that happen in the way, just what you grew up around.
Yeah, and you can see what great things you've carried on, and then you can also see the not so great things that you're like, wow, I don't want to continue that. Like, I definitely don't want to bring that into my adulthood and be that way. You know what I mean? And it's like, no offense, but it's just like you learn from your parents and the people around you, you know?
You take the good, you learn from the bad.
Yeah.
Professional and personal kind of weave together, and there's the right separation, but it's kind of one and the same, because then you enjoy what you do, and nothing ever will feel like work if you're doing it with people you care about and you love. And I mean, dude, you guys are living life together. You're woven together both professionally and personally. It's pretty sweet. You love it?
It's important.
Love it.
What's the best thing that's happened to the both of you since 7 Rings? Besides the fact that y'all are way wealthier now than ever before.
You want to take it away?
I just think, to me, what's great is that the bond that I have with my friends and the things that we can do and the things we can laugh about. Like, it was like, like last night I was like talking to Drake, and it was like, yeah, we got the record now. Like, it's
For
like
streams?
Wow.
Yeah.
Which record, Tommy?
I don't know. I mean, it happened a couple times, so.
Lost track.
It's okay. He'll break it tomorrow.
But I just think it's
You shouldn't
important.
have said that. Don't give him any ideas, man. We on one right now.
Wow.
I just think it's good that, like, the bond that we all have is so strong, and we all got each other's back. Like, it's like, yo, you see what they said about her online? It's like, and I'm calling people she don't even know. I'm like, hey, hold on. This is my family, just so you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's not what anybody knows, but.
Yeah.
Goosebumps, dude. Goosebumps. Because it's rare. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's like, I guess for people, it'd be like if all your friends applied for the same job and y'all all got the job and work at the place at the same time and you're just having fun but like getting promoted at the same time.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. It's fun.
Dude.
Yo, have you ever seen The Office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't, but I feel like it would be like
You must watch The Office. At least a couple episodes.
I love Steve Carell, man.
Worth your time.
What's he doing? Where is he?
He's in a movie with Timothy Chalamet.
Cool.
Do you know him? Timothy Chalamet?
I met him once.
I thought he said Charlemagne.
Charlemagne the God.
He's in a movie with Charlemagne.
Timothy's great. I don't know him, but he's beautiful. Coachella, you excited?
I'm very excited.
Anybody on that set list that you're like, hey, this could create a really cool moment if maybe we joined forces and did something at Coachella?
Well, I definitely want to do Break Your Heart Right Back with Childish Gambino.
Hell yeah.
They're performing at Coachella too. Same day as me.
Social House.
It's gonna be crazy.
Dude, I've never been.
So
Their EP is so good. Can I just say that? Sorry. They have to put it out, but it's so good. I literally listen to it in the car so loud that it scares me when I plug my phone back in and it starts playing again. It startles me.
Is the record called Haunt You?
What?
Is the song Haunt You, is that what it's called?
yes,
I love it.
that's very, bro.
It's a really
Thank
great
you.
record.
I like that song a lot, like a whole lot.
It's beautiful. And your I think it's your vocals. They come in a little bit later in the record. Who comes
He's
in?
first and
I'm
he's
first,
second.
and then we just
Yeah,
The way you
a
morph
little
together is...
Mikey sings the verse, he sings the pre, he sings the hook.
Got
I mean,
it.
yeah, right?
yeah.
Dude,
Both of their tones are so different and it's like so perfect together.
how the two of you meet?
Jail.
Really?
No, I'm just.
I don't know.
Remember the friend who went to hanging with his real friends?
Yeah, the real friend.
Oh, yeah.
We knew him.
Oh.
He knew Tommy.
He was our friend.
Well,
He was our friend.
He was our friend, but not your real friend.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So he introduced it to you.
Yeah, introduced. Actually, Tommy was the first person I met when I moved to LA. Moved to LA, never been here. Met him first day, and he was like, "Yo, I like your stuff. Let's work together."
Hold on. You met him the first day?
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
How?
It was pretty fly. And he's from Pittsburgh. And I'm from Pittsburgh.
You both are from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah,
from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's a Pittsburgh thing.
Oh,
I almost said me too.
He
But
lives
like-
a mile.
I got so excited. I almost was like,
He lives a mile
Same.
away from him
he
in
lives
Pittsburgh. and
Literally
never
a
knew each
mile
other.
away from my mom's house. I never met him.
this is so universe and like cosmic. What the?
Yeah.
Hold
And
on.
honorary Pittsburgh and honorary Pittsburgh. Just
Ah.
throwing that out there today. Just for
Victoria's
today.
like,
There's good Pennsylvania energy in here. He's from North Wales. Philadelphia.
Oh,
Close.
It's fascinating how all these pieces come together, and it's almost like it was meant to all fall into place and end up right here where we're at today,
yeah.
celebrating the release of
The universe has a plan.
Always.
Sometimes it's a really gnarly plan, but nonetheless, it still has a plan.
Amen.
Sick.
I feel like that's where
That's
we
the
should
spaciest shit I
end.
ever said.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That really hit me. It's the truth. You guys are you meet him. The two of you know each other already? When did you two meet?
Oh,
We were
date-
banging for him.
Yeah, we dated for 6 years.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were making music at the same time. And then
And
you
all
all,
of our
she
music.
said thank you next.
Yeah.
But you hung around.
We were trying to be the first person to do something big. Like, I was like, nah, there's no way she's gonna do something bigger than me. And then we came together and we all collectively did the biggest thing.
That any of us have ever done.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
it's amazing. Yeah. You give Drake
Aw. I love y'all. I'm sorry. I love y'all. They have the same birthday too. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have a birthday for 6 years.
Oh, you know that.
Oh, shut up, Tommy. May 1st.
Oh, I'm May 2nd.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a Taurus and you're a Taurus. And You are.
He's crazy.
I was on the line. I'm a Gemini.
Okay. Cancer.
When's your birthday?
Taurus and Cancer,
Cancer.
are
May
like-
14th.
My mom's a Cancer.
Well, aren't you on the cusp of Cancer though?
Nope. On the
Just say
cusp of
yes.
Taurus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm May 30th.
So we're all just Cancers and Taurus,
Yeah.
or just one Cancer and all Taurus? Is that true?
We're all
You're
Cancer
the
and
only
Taurus.
Cancer
I'm the only Cancer.
in this room. Yeah.
I wish I knew
Taurus.
the difference.
Cusp. Me pretending I know anything about any other sign except Cancer. I do. I know who with me, and it's Taurus.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Swag, Taurus
Yep.
in the building.
Wow.
And Pisces.
Thank You Next is the album. Everybody should listen to it. It deserves your ear 1,000 times over. It really does. What
I'm
do you-
sorry, the segues are so funny.
Yeah, they're pretty harsh, I think. I'm sorry. What are you thinking, Dan?
Well, I just want to know, after everything you've been through, how are you today?
Today is a good day.
Perfect.
I can't say that about tomorrow because I don't know. Can't say that about an hour from now because God knows. No, I'm just kidding.
But that's life.
I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm excited about this, and I'm happy when I'm with these people. And I'm very, very, very grateful to be okay and where I am. And I'm a very blessed person. Yeah.
Cool.
So keep it grateful. Keep it cute.
Beautiful. Thank You Next. Put it in your ears. Deserves it. Top to bottom. Listen to it.
What just happened?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
He said, put it in your ears. Me and Victoria both at the same time went like this.
Seriously, Thank You Next. Listen to it. Anything else on your brain?
No, Dan?
What? You're not I can't hear you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just want to
Victoria?
say, like, this is cool because I forgot I was talking to, like, a bunch of real successful people, and I forgot you were, like, Ariana Grande. It just felt like we were just talking like friends the whole time.
Oh, good. I forget I'm Ariana Grande all the time.
And most of the people in the room are friends.
Yeah, we are. That's the point.
It's a good energy.
Thank you. That's my favorite thing anyone's ever said to me.
You're welcome.
Please forget I'm Ariana Grande all the time, everyone.
I don't know if this is good for promo, but it was funny.
What was it?
Go.
No, we don't. It doesn't matter. This is all just like sharing.
7 rings when you recorded as Julie Andrews at the end.
Oh my
for
God.
a whole like minute
Do you have
straight.
that?
Wait, what?
Probably. I feel like he has it. She's like, she had a whole moment where she recorded in Julie Andrews' voice and said
Like
the
an
craziest
outro.
things. She's
What-
like, hello.
What Julie Andrews were you channeling? Like Princess Diaries or Mary
No,
Poppins?
sound of music.
I don't know which one it was. It was definitely formal interview Julie Andrews.
Oh.
Do you follow her Facebook page?
No.
It was definitely the same Julie Andrews that runs that Facebook page. It was like, hello, I'm Julie Andrews.
That's really good.
You're listening to 7 Rings. It was like not that great, but we were all drunk and it was funny at
That
the
was
time.
hilarious.
That was
And we have like a recording somewhere of just like 3 minutes of me like drunkenly rambling as Julie Andrews.
that deserves to see the light of day one day.
I think it's funny.
I think Julie Andrews should see it.
Man, that should have been the remix.
Yo,
On the real.
Put that in there. But Princess Diaries 3 is coming. Does that interest you?
Does it interest me?
Yeah, would you be in it? If you're like, you want to be a princess?
I wouldn't ruin that. You don't want to ruin that with me. That's the thing is like, if you're going to do a part 3, make sure it's with Julie Andrews and Anne Hathaway. You know what I mean?
I think they're in too. You know?
Good. Leave me out.
Okay, got it.
I'll ruin it.
Okay.
I know my place.
It's nice.
It's like when people ask me, would you ever be in Harry Potter? I'm like, are you insane?
Wicked, is that different though?
That's very different. Oh, that's very different. Yeah, that's very different. I'd do anything.
Alphaba.
I don't want to talk about it because I'm gonna cry and like I would do anything. I would do anything to play Elfie. I don't really have like many dream roles. I already got to play Penny, not cross that one off the list. Elphaba and Audrey in Little Shop. Those are my 2 dream roles.
Where
So yeah, I would do anything. I would stand outside the producer's studio with coffees every morning like this, waiting for them to acknowledge me.
no, but for real, you
and
would.
begging them to sing Defying Gravity for them.
Where do you want to play it? Where would you want to be here? On stage or in a movie?
Any. I love that musical so much. Like whenever I'm nervous about anything, I listen front to back to Wicked.
What is it? What does it remind you of, or what is it?
Childhood, growing up, being like 10 years old and like driving in the car with my mom, listening to it front to back, like screaming in the passenger seat, belting, like meeting Kristen for the first time backstage as a little girl, and that being one of the most exciting moments of my life. And she gave me body wash that had glitter in it, and I dipped my pinky in it every day when I used it in the shower because I never wanted it to run out. Like, I loved those women. I still do. I like Kristen texts me. Like, I'm friends with Kristen Chenoweth. Like, that's the coolest thing I've ever accomplished. Like, no offense, guys. We just had 2 number ones back to back. And I'm like, I'm homies with Kristen Chenoweth. Like, that's my favorite thing that's ever happened.
Would taking on a role on Broadway be a challenge for you? Do you want
like
challenges? Home.
That would be more comfortable for me than shooting a music video, doing a tour as like a pop star thing. I just like, I love the intimacy of musical theater and the excitement of not knowing like if a joke is gonna land or not, and like how the audience is gonna feel you like that night. And just like, that was like my favorite thing about 13. It's like, even though I was like I didn't have much of a role, I just loved how different the energy was every time.
I heard a story that I want to bring up. Did the Seven Rings start with you? Was it you? Who was playing that first?
Oh yeah, I love that story. It was like okay, so we're in the room, and we had just got back from Tiffany's, and the bags are there, and Neil's just like, this has to be a song, and we're all like, okay. And so we were like looking through beats and stuff, but like nothing fit it right, you know what I mean? And we were like, okay, come in here. We need you to start a new idea. And we like put them super on the spot. And the piano was like right there. And it literally was like the first thing they played was like, dum, dum.
And
It was pretty crazy.
how did
It was actually the first thing.
put that to your talk into that?
Hey.
It was the first.
Yeah.
It was the first thing you did.
Yeah, it was actually the first thing we did in the room. It was really scary.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
I was like, record that.
Do you even know how that even entered your brain? Did it stem from something else?
Well, they were pretty much doing the melody and everything, piecing together the words and stuff, and they were like, we just really need the rest of it that fits. And so we were just sitting there like, bro, what are we about to do? Because like we kind of like pieced stuff together, so it was like, what in the world? So we went to the piano and I just started pressing something, and Mikey was like, keep doing it. And then Ari was like, what is that? And we were
My
like,
head was like,
yeah. And Mikey started throwing some chords in, and then we just,
You knew.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Get it.
it was the first thing they played. That blows my mind. Sorry.
No, like it was. It felt like it was super meant to be. It was literally the first sound he pulled up in the plugin we were using, and literally like it was like the perfect keyboard with the perfect reverb, perfect sound, perfect moment. It was crazy. It was meant to be for sure.
For sure.
It's the universe, dude.
For sure.
For
So
sure.
Pittsburgh. This interview, it was a bunch of friends hanging out, and we didn't really finish the conversation. So this is the end of the interview, and this is the formal ending. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry. I tend to do this. I make everyone, I take everyone to a different place than we initially wanted to go. So I'm sorry.
It was
Thank
a
you.
great journey.
It was a great journey. Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you, and I'm sorry.
I really hope you enjoyed that conversation. If you did, please subscribe and also check out our podcast. There's a link in the description, and also comment and like and do things. Other interviews are on the screen somewhere, so click them. Thanks for watching.